style, Detective Q, you know, anime live reactions that I really do enjoy watching as a Dragon Ball YouTuber myself. But Expert Games is really the one that kind of pushed me into becoming a Dragon Ball YouTuber. I just loved the way he presented things. I loved his commentary. I loved his style of his videos. I loved his videos talking about manga that isn't really widespread, but it showcases different parts of Dragon Ball history that we really haven't gotten any explanations for. I love his kind of feedback from different Dragon Ball Super episodes, and I've loved his theories. Now, I'm not gonna bash this theory, because this is a theory. His latest video, Omni King Powered Goku, is essentially a theory of his, and I'm not going to bash it and be a complete dick or anything like that. I just want to say the problems that I had with it in a very constructive way, and I want to just reiterate that I don't want to get, I don't want to be like, oh, getting all this hate from his fans. I don't want to be pushing that, because I am one of his fans. Again, I have a problem with this theory, and I wanted to go ahead and kind of direct it into this sort of Dragon Ball YouTube video format. So essentially, I'm going to give you a synopsis of his video, and then I'm gonna put a link in the description below, so you guys can go ahead and check out that video yourself. It's a great video. Again, great the way his video is presented, great style, great commentary, but I just have a fundamental flaw with what he's talking about, essentially. So he's saying that Jiren, there's no way now, just from the 2 seconds that we got of interaction between Goku and Jiren, that there is no way that Goku can defeat Jiren. That Jiren is extremely more powerful than Goku because of Goku's face, of how he looked when Jiren popped up right behind him, how he was kind of worried and looking behind him and like, oh shit, this is the real deal. And yes, I do think that Jiren is a real threat, probably the biggest threat in this tournament. And there has been, again, a lot of talk about the warrior that couldn't be defeated by his God of Destruction. I personally do not think that it is Jiren, because I think that they're saving that for one of the universes that's one of the more advanced universes that is not in this tournament, and that's probably going to be in a later arc. That's what I'm hoping they're doing, but it's not 100% confirmed at all that they're going to be doing that. But he's talking about Jiren as we already know everything about him. We already know about where Goku stands and where Jiren stands. And so I want to go ahead and nitpick this first part of this video and say that Goku had the same face when Frieza transformed. He had a extremely worried face when Frieza transformed to his golden transformation a couple episodes ago. And even, if anything, it was a little bit more stressed out than it was when Jiren popped up behind him. Now, I'm not saying that was not a badass moment, but Jiren popping up behind him, again, it wasn't like, it was this groundbreaking moment where he knew that Goku was completely outclassed. It was just that he got the drop on Goku, and Goku, with the fact that he puts his guard down all the goddamn time, it wouldn't be that far-fetched to think that Jiren could get right behind him, and maybe that kind of what surprised Goku a little, because he was in the middle of a conversation with Toppo. So I don't think that we know yet where these two characters lean, because in the video he's relying heavily on this fact that Goku is going to be, he's essentially not going to be able to factor in really that much. He's going to get beat by Jiren, and that basically the fight's going to be over. I don't think that's the case. Especially not from the little bit that we've seen in that episode. I believe it was episode 96, the start of the tournament. If you're watching this later on in the future, where we're already seeing the results and Jiren does beat Goku, well, sorry about that. But again, then he had the right theory. I'm just saying that I don't think that, and I just don't think that that's going to be what's going to happen with this story. I think that Jiren is going to be, Goku's going to go up against Jiren, and he's going to realize that Jiren's like on another level, and he's going to go up to him in base level, but then he's going to quickly transfer into Super Saiyan Blue, and then Jiren's going to have a little bit tougher fight, and then Goku's going to go Super Saiyan Kaioken Blue, and then Jiren's going to pull out more of his power, and then I think that's where it's going to go, and I think that's going to be later on toward the end of the tournament. I do believe that with the new leaks of the episode, of the first episode of the actual fight of the tournament on this Saturday, that's coming out this Saturday, that all the characters are going to attack Goku at once. I do think that they're pushing this Jiren Goku fight toward the end of the Tournament of Power. Now, on to the more inflammatory part of this theory, and that is that essentially the Omni King is going to power up Goku. If this does happen, this may, depending on the way that it happens, but just from like that sentence, Omni King powers up Goku to beat Jiren. It just so it feels so asinine. It feels that would ruin it for me. Honestly, that would ruin the tournament for me, because not only have we shown that Goku does not like to get powered up by powers other than himself. It was a big part of the Battle of the Gods movie. It was a big part of the beginning of the Dragon Ball Super, where he's fighting Beerus and he gets the Super Saiyan God transformation. He doesn't like powers that are other than his own. That's why he likes Super Saiyan Blue, because basically him and Vegeta built on it, and then he built on it even more with the Kaioken. So the part that he's trying to say that the Omni King is going to power up Goku, that just feels so way out of left field, because that's dependent on the fact that Jiren beats Goku. I don't think that Jiren's going to beat Goku. I feel like they're going to be at their limit. They're going to be neck and neck. I do feel like Goku is going to have a new transformation or a new version of his Kaioken, just a brand new version that probably is infused with his Super Saiyan Blue, but he can't use it for long. Something similar like that. I think that's what's going to happen. And honestly, I do think that, which I'll get to in a later video, that Vegeta is going to get a new transformation too, connected to the hyperbolic time chamber, because he keeps blowing that shit up. So that's just another theory for another day. But so he's saying that him pulling a transformation out of his ass is just not really going to work. But the Omni King powering him up so he can beat Jiren, that's going to work even better. I don't think that that's the way that Super should go. Hopefully it doesn't. I'm not saying that it's not going to go that way. And maybe they'll do it in a tasteful way where it's like, oh, okay, the Omni King really can control this whole tournament to begin with, which would really suck, because what's the point of having the tournament and relying on the tournament to figure out who's going to die? It kind of takes the stakes completely away if the Omni King's not going to let Goku die. It'd be much cooler if the Omni King's like, alright, well, you lost the tournament, even though you're my BFF, goodbye, and then just destroys the universe, even though I know that's not going to happen, because, like he said in the video, Dragon Ball Z, at the end of Dragon Ball Z, is where Dragon Ball Super's headed, and they're still alive, so something's going to happen. I don't think that, I think that something's going to happen, but I think it's going to go in more of a direction where, more in a direction where there's a loophole. Either there's a loophole that allows these characters to survive, as I stated in my video, where I had my own theory that Universe 6 and Universe 7 would a merger between them two, kind of a desperate attempt to save both universes if one of them wins. Either something along those lines, or that the Omni King just simply changes his mind, because he got his mind changed during the preliminary rounds by Universe 9 of all universes. So having Goku just change his mind, I mean, I don't see how that's not going to happen. And then the Pride Troopers going to be like, oh, Goku's actually the hero. He's not really the bad guy, because he had this shit under control. Because right now they think that Goku's the villain, which is something else that he was pushing on in this video. But again, we don't know too much about Jiren yet. We don't know too much. Just from that little instance, we can't definitively say that Jiren is stronger than Goku and that he's going to beat Goku. And then having the Omni King power up Goku just to beat Jiren, that just, my God, it leaves a bad taste in my mouth when I say it, honestly. And I'm not trying to be a dick, it just does, because pushing an outward power to have power over Goku and make him powerful enough to defeat the strongest character in the tournament, essentially, why would you even have a tournament to begin with? Anyway, guys, again, I'm going to reiterate, I'm a huge fan of Expert Games. I love all his videos. I watch them every single time they come up. In the first 15 minutes, he's got like 30,000 views. I'm one of those views, so I'm a big fan. I just had a problem with this theory, and I wanted to go ahead and put it out in a constructive way. And hopefully I didn't sound like a dick or anything like that, because I actually really like his theories. This one's just one of the ones that I kind of had a problem with, because I never thought about it. I never thought about the Omni King choosing his boy Goku and powering him up so he can defeat other characters. Honestly, it sounds like a very weak theory. I'm surprised that he came up with something like this. But and just coming from the fact that there's a 2-second interaction between Goku and Jiren, essentially, where he's like, oh yeah, Jiren's gonna beat Goku completely, hands down, it's proven, kind of thing, where he was kind of pushing that in the video. You guys will see it if you guys clicked that video already. And again, his video is really good. I like the video, big fan. I just had a problem with the actual theory. Anyway, guys, let me know in the comments below if you guys like this theory, or if you guys don't like this theory, or actually who your favorite Dragon Ball YouTuber is. Let's go with that, because that's kind of the essence of this video. Drop me a like if you liked my video, and this is going to be Dragon Ball Black signing off.